Hey everybody, welcome to Just for Fun Games. This time with the proper border, and it's spelled correctly too. So,
We got a board.
piecemeal, something like that. Title at the top. Step by step, we're getting better. Today we're going to be talking about Wonder Woman 1984. 84. I don't know why I almost said 88. I'm trying to get past my birth, I guess. Once again, I'm Jonathan Rodriguez with Nicholas Merga. And
Yo,
from the jump, expect spoilers. This is your spoiler warning. If you haven't seen the movie, go take 2.5 hours out of your life and give it a watch, then come back here and see our faces, because we got things to say. Of which, overall, if you just want to get a too long, don't watch sort of shtick going on here, it was alright. Nick, what'd you think?
I had high hopes for this movie, and I was so disappointed. Like, literally, after I watched this movie, I was like, yo, what the fuck did I just watch? This is totally different from the first Wonder Woman. Like, I love the first Wonder Woman, and then this one was kind of like a downgrade. Yeah, it was colorful. Like, the first one was very gritty because I think the first one was in World War I era. So, yeah. That one was kind of gritty, down to earth, in war. This one, they taking it place in the 80s and everything. Everything was all colorful, neon and shit. But man, it was rough to watch this movie.
Going back to the original Wonder Woman that everyone praised, everyone loved, I enjoyed it, and it fell off very hard in the third act. I got lost in it, not in the good way.
Okay, the beginning of the movie where they were on, I can't remember the fucking name of the place.
Themyscira.
The little girl.
Themyscira.
Yeah, Themyscira. That was fine. I was cool with that. And when they got to the mall, I know it's the 80s, but
it's super 80s.
So cheesy, man.
Cheesy can sum up the entire movie, though. Cheesy can sum up the entire movie, and you have some people who go like, oh, but that was the point, because it's like an 80s movie, and 80s was cheesy.
No, because look, I think the beginning, they were trying to rob this place because they had like some black market stuff in the back.
Yeah.
And then the way it was like, I know you got stuff in the back. We're going to rob this place. It was so weird and so cheesy, man. I was like, I couldn't. And then you have her running through the goddamn mall, getting these good, like when the one robber had the little girl over the ledge, like fucking Michael Jackson.
Where was he going from there? What was his plan there?
And the other guys were like, no, I'm like, man, I can't believe this.
It immediately takes you out of it, because then it's like, okay, yeah, nobody wants anything to happen to the little girl, and this felt like a PG, maybe borderline PG-13 TV show where it's like, oh no, we can't have any sort of violence, so even the bad guys are trying to talk this guy down from dropping a girl from three flights up. But come on now, you don't buy that the other crooks in this scam were just going to stick around to save the fat dude. They would have turned around.
We're like, yeah. Look, see, that's the thing. They had the plan. They went in there and then dumped it off to another person, and then the one person drops the fucking gun and ruins the fucking plan.
Because it's an 80s movie. The fat guy has to be the bumbling idiot that ruins the entire plan. Because, back then it was okay to make fun of people like that.
But, and then the fact, and Wonder Woman comes in, saves the day and everything. But here, I can't 100% remember. But she's out there just beating the fuck up out of these people.
A mall's worth of witnesses.
Yeah, a whole bunch of people. But in the Batman vs. Superman, wasn't she trying to cover up her,
oh yeah, Batman, the greatest detective, only just found out about her, despite the fact that she kept leaving witnesses.
I mean, they try to cover it up, and
she
threw her little thing to knock out the cameras, but there were still fucking witnesses that were like, yo, there's this woman out there, she can fucking jump all over the place, like really high.
That's the overlining stink of the DCEU in general, is that they rushed into it initially by trying to immediately jump to a team-up movie rather than establishing the tenets of the franchise with those like temple characters. Give us we got a Superman movie. Give us a Batman movie now. Give us a Wonder Woman movie. So on and so forth. Now they jumped the gun. They wanted they thought that they could run before they could walk, and they're constantly having to try and like shine that turd. Oh, you say like, don't worry, she's gonna knock out the cameras in this one scene, and like no one's gonna. Yeah, no one had a camera. No one had one of those. Did we have like those little like crank camcorders back then?
Yeah, but like at that, obviously, it's the fucking 80s. You had those fucking, portable cameras with the fucking goddamn Polaroid cameras. Somebody could have took a picture.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's what I'm saying.
The whole fucking point of Batman versus Superman. She's trying to get this one fucking picture, but in the 80s, we just totally forgot about this one chick that was running through the mall.
I mean, that's why she doesn't have time for her personal life. She spends the rest of her time silencing witnesses and grabbing whatever evidence that she was there, despite the fact that her name is Diana Prince. She has a job in D.C. There's a record of her.
And that's another thing I could not believe in this story. You're going to send the FBI is going to send you artifacts to the museum in D.C.
Yeah, the Smithsonian.
Something for you to check out. Nah, that would have been at a whole nother facility, man. I couldn't believe that.
There's a lot of suspension of disbelief you have to handle when it comes to this show.
Yeah, and at the same time, you couldn't give me no guards to watch this lady. The FBI is giving you something.
Yeah, there would be armed guards to make sure nothing happened to it or that it didn't get stolen. It wouldn't have just been trusted to the museum.
And then fucking Max Lords put some moves on Barbara. And be like, I'm gonna take this rock.
Yes, the introduction of Pedro Pascal's character. I'm sitting there thinking it's like he needs to be wearing a helmet this entire time. But he does a great job initially of coming off as that like sleazy game show host kind of character, and then as soon as he gets what he wants, which was that rock, he immediately goes from sleazy character to pure manic. Like he went from being that initial character that was like, oh yeah, this guy is bad, this guy's bad news, to being, oh no, he's pathetic, oh no, he's a drug addict. He's like, I just need to touch as many people as I can. That line, I was like, Are you telling me you didn't have anybody to talk to the writers about, like, maybe tweaking that a bit? That's just...
I need somebody.
Talk about something that just, like, takes you out of the scene. So, one of the big hooks in the trailer is that Steve Trevor is back, Chris Pine. Had to bring back one of the Chris's, one of like fan favorite. You have to have that romantic element, and he had great chemistry with Gal Gadot. That's true. Like the scenes with them were cute. It definitely does a really good job at flipping the fish out of water scenario that the original movie had. That was nice. That was cute, but it doesn't last for very long.
No, I'm about to say to me, Chris Pine's character was more the comic relief this time around.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. About to say, and I just like seeing the difference between the first one and this one. Like it was more, they had funny moments in the first one, but this one it was like, you're trying to be funny in parts that I could care less about. Like him trying on the clothes, I don't really care about that. I want to see,
It went on for a little bit too long. Yeah, it went on for a little bit too long.
I mean, not to say that she was in the movie. There were good fight scenes with her. My issue is something with the damn Wonder Woman. The villains in the Wonder Woman movie, they're not all that great. I had high hopes.
You know how I feel. You know how I feel about Ares. Like,
yeah, I know how you feel about Ares.
Past the twist from the original movie. And we're not trying to litigate the first movie, but past the twist of the original movie, he became a cartoon character. And I'm not talking about the CGI. I'm not talking about how this is Ares, god of war, and he fights with practically nothing but telekinesis. But that line, "I will destroy you," gone. I've left the theater at that point, and it's like, yep, nope, you lost me. But it's like each of these Wonder Woman movies has had that one line that just ruins the momentum.
Oh, well, I mean, it started out okay. Like, see, I don't read the comics like religiously, but I know Cheetah was one of Wonder Woman's biggest rivals.
Yeah.
And in this movie, it's just because she wants to be popular.
Yeah.
She wants to be known. And when that is threatened, be like, you have to renounce your wish. She's like, oh hell no, I'm not doing this. And then eventually she changes her wish, and she's like, I want to be the apex predator. And I'm like, yeah, this is how you fucking turn into Cheetah.
Far be it from me to not enjoy Kristen Wiig in whatever she's in, because she's funny. She pulled off that initial character great. And just like Maxwell Lord, just like the main villain, she went from being this character that I can kind of understand, that seems to be on a track that I could get behind, to going full manic. And a lot of this draws back to the overarching plot of the movie, where it's just, I felt like they were making up the rules as they went along. I was watching the movie, and initially I was under the you have a wishing stone, and oftentimes with these stories, your wish comes at a price. Be careful what you wish for. The monkey's paw, which made me want to look up the monkey's paw and see if it made sense that Chris Pine's character, that Steve Trevor would know what the monkey's paw was, since it was from the 40s. So initially, as Diana is getting weaker and Minerva, i.e. Cheetah, is getting stronger, I actually thought that because of her wish, she's effectively taking the power from Diana. Then it's oh no, it's entirely separate. Diana wished for Steve to come back, so the price was she's losing her powers. And Minerva's wish was to be more like Diana, which the price was she becomes a dick, an asshole. I mean,
what?
Apparently,
speaking on that note, I feel like it was probably true in the 80s, but I probably would have been guilty of it. If I saw a gal by herself, I'd be like, "Damn, girl, you know how many moments she was like, no, get away from me. I ain't got time to talk." Basically, she was trying to say that Chris Pine, Steve Trevor, when he came back, like the first initial when they met.
Yeah, you're talking about Diana like rejecting all these different guys, and then
yeah. So so much rejection from other guys. Like, not all guys were like that, but I mean, I could be wrong.
She is gorgeous. I'm not trying to validate these guys like trying to shoot their shot, but but that brings up another point where I'm talking about like the amount of suspension of disbelief you need for this movie. Let's analyze how Steve Trevor comes back from the dead. She wishes for it, and his soul effectively comes back in another guy's body. And no one is sitting there wondering, it's like, so you're walking around in somebody else's body right now. What happened to the other guy? He's making these illusions that he was effectively in the afterlife. It's like, are we not going to address the fact that for this wish, this other guy is practically dead, and you're walking around in his skin like an Egger suit?
Give me sugar.
No? Okay, no. Sugar and water.
I mean, I see that, and then I was like, before the movie came out, I was like, oh, this got to be like some magic or something, like, because the whole Maxwell Lord thing, I believe like he had some way to bring people back. I didn't know it was by wishes. So it was some magic. I knew that much, and I was like, maybe she wished for something, and then that's how he came back. But not. I don't believe this whole I'm gonna possess this guy's body.
It wasn't clear what the hook was, what the MacGuffin really did. And it just, like, as it kept going, it seemed like it was doing other things. At one point, remember at one point when he was trying to get people, he was trying to get other people to wish, or to make wishes, he grabbed this one dude, and he's like, "Don't you wish that I had a clear path and there was no traffic?" He was like, "Yeah, sure, of course." He's like, "Did I already grant your wish?" It's like, "Yeah, I wished for a Porsche." It's like, "Why does everybody want Porsches?" So apparently there's a rule that you can only grant one person's wish once, but Christian Wiig already got a wish granted from the stone. And even if he became the stone, why would that reset her tally? It's like, oh no, now I can grant you a second wish just cause. Like and then there were these one-off sort of shticks that came up to be used for like the oohs and the ahs, but really didn't have any freaking relevance to the plot at all. Like, at first, it's like, oh, cool. So she's trying to, like, she is the daughter of Zeus, and she's trying to do the thing that Zeus did in order to hide the mascara, and this is how she gets her invisible jet, which is used once and then cast off. It's like, oh, this is some golden armor. Quick, let me tell you the history about it. This is going to come up later. She dons the armor after she renounces her wish and gets her powers back for the final showdown, but it was just a costume. Like, it's this golden armor with these huge wings that has been all of the promotional material, and all she does with it is get the wings practically torn off till she's like, fuck these wings, and then it's just a golden outfit. There's like, it's as if we were watching Age of Ultron and Tony called the Hulkbuster armor, but then it was just like the same as his normal Iron Man armor, did the exact same things.
There was nothing really special with that armor. I mean, it looked cool, but did it do anything different?
No, would the plot have been different had she just like arrived with the shield that she had in Batman v Superman? Shrug off the shield, same exact shtick. You just need a new costume for, I guess, toys.
Yeah, but like, and then, you know, the whole cheetah fight. Wish there was more of that. You know, these are the biggest rivals in the, you know, franchise for Wonder Woman, at least, and it lasted but 5 minutes.
Well, Wonder Woman is supposed to be where if you look at Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, each one is kind of supposed to hold a corner, where Batman deals with typically the mundane or the science fiction-y sort of stuff. Superman deals with these, obviously, the superhuman kind of stuff, and like stuff that comes from space and alien shit. Wonder Woman's supposed to deal with all the magic. But, I mean, they already killed off all the gods. That's a lot of story material that they could have utilized. So, if they come out with another movie, I guess they'll find yet another artifact to cause wacky craziness. Not to mention, like, the whole story gets like washed away with this idea that, like, I guess she like inspires everyone with the truth, because I don't know how she was communicating with everyone. She already broke the cameras, but it was all still projecting out to everyone, and she got everyone to come to terms and renounce their wishes, and everything went away, except everyone remembered that all that shit happened, and the world wouldn't just immediately go back to being... It's like, I'm sorry, even if all the bombs disappeared, Russia would not be happy about the fact that there were bombs pointing at them.
Who the fuck knows, man? You know,
this is not something that's like...
A little bit of their memory got erased.
Ah, shit.
And we'll be like, U.S. did what? They got more nukes?
And I kind of feel like...
Sure?
And I kind of feel like this is...
I don't think they got nukes.
This whole, like, let's throw everything at the wall. It's like warping reality kind of stuff. It's funny, but I feel like this movie is trying to undercut where Marvel's about to be going with WandaVision. So, anyway, it was cheesy is the best way to sum it up. There were some bright spots in there. There were cute moments. There was some good action, but nothing ever felt like it was deserving of Wonder Woman's attention. They had to effectively nerf her in order to make things actually seem threatening at all. And oh, that's it. Minerva's whole story is just Catwoman from Batman Returns.
Yeah. Because you mentioned nerfing her, because there was that one scene where I think they were trying to go somewhere with Steve, and Wonder Woman pulled the lock, and she didn't pull it off the first fucking attempt. I was like, yo, what the fuck? Yeah. And then later you find out she lost her power. I was like, oh man.
Yeah, okay.
That's kind of weird. She couldn't bust that lock on the first attempt. But
it's very inconsistent. Like her powers work and they don't work at times. Bullets only like cause her to bleed just a little bit, but she can still
like, yeah,
dodge
she
them.
straight got shot.
She can still
She got
dodge
shot,
them,
but I
and
guess
she can
it was
still
just
spin her lasso fast enough to pull a Virgil and like deflect bullets.
But
Okay.
cheesy is the best. Cheesy is the best word you describe it, because after the whole she saves the world and everything, and she's out there celebrating Christmas. I swear to God, at any point, I could have swear you could have just every kiss begins with K. I swear that whole fucking thing
I
was
was
a
ex-
goddamn K Jewelers commercial.
no, I was, what was going through my head during that like ending Christmas sequence, that the theme song from Home Alone 2.
It was a theme song for Home Alone 2.
Oh shit.
I don't remember. I ignore Home Alone 2. I just watched the first one.
Ah, dude. I I don't want to be negative. It's funny, like, on this channel, you're probably going to come to the quick assumption that I am a particular kind of shill, or I'm a stan for, like, Sony, for Marvel. But that doesn't mean I want Microsoft to suck. That doesn't mean I want DC to suck. That means I have standards, and they're not meeting them. Like, I want a good Batman movie. I want a good Superman movie. I want a good Wonder Woman movie. And in my opinion, these aren't it. I feel like they're trying. They set up this like broken toy box, this broken sandbox, and at this point they've already made the leap, and they can't exactly scrap it and start back over again. Even though that's what they're basically doing with Suicide Squad. Like that's my most look forward DCEU movie, because it's made by a guy that has already been tested in the MCU.
Now, I can probably say the best way they can do it is with the Flash, with Flashpoint.
Yeah.
Maybe.
If they did a crisis sort of thing and then allowed it to the whole thing to reset, which is what they've done in the comics.
I'd rather them keep that a whole separate thing, not try to reboot the whole DCEU, whatever the fuck they call it.
DCEU, yeah. We get to see Flash and his like big like arm wavy run, just reset the whole universe.
Did you watch the post credit scene?
No, I missed that. What happens?
Okay. See, I can't remember the character's name, but I know. So basically, I can't remember what location. I can't remember anything.
All right. Hold on. Let me check that out real quick. All right, I'm caught up, and I am totally not surprised. I was actually expecting that to come up earlier. I actually thought I saw her earlier in the movie, but the moment she's like. The moment Diana was mentioning is like, oh yeah, I was looking for Asteria, was her name, the chick who was in the golden armor that held the line against the armies of men so that the Themyscirians could get away. So yeah, when Diana said that I looked for Asteria but I couldn't find her, but I found her armor, I expected this as a result. It's cool you bringing in the original Wonder Woman. I liked that, but. Oh, they're definitely going to be coming out with a Wonder Woman 3, because the whole franchise kind of hinges on this, Shazam, and Aquaman at this moment.
Well, you better hope the fucking third one's better than this one. I can tell you that. And at this point, I wouldn't know who they would be fighting up against. I mean, there's plenty of DC villains and shit like that.
Oh, what's his name? There's a character from the animated series that was like a direct villain for Wonder Woman, a wizard. Felix Faust. So they could use that, but they really don't utilize magic as if it's a stable threat in the DCEU at the moment.
Yeah, I mean,
at least not Wonder Woman anyway. Like there was magic in Shazam.
My final say is it's okay. It's an okay movie, but it falls short compared to the original. The first one.
I'm going to say the same thing that I've said practically about almost every single DCEU movie. It's not bad, but I would definitely still put it below the worst MCU movie. Sorry.
Hold on. MCU?
Yeah.
What MCU movie? Dark World.
I don't think of Dark World as the worst MCU movie. Honestly, I think that the worst. No.
What's your worst MCU movie?
I would say The Incredible Hulk.
Okay.
There was a moment.
You got me.
There was a moment where I thought there was going to be contention there, but it's like, okay, I totally understand.
Nah, we good. But I mean, at this point, you know, I loved it. I'm about to say I'm a big DC fan. I was like, I didn't really get into the Marvel universe until these movies started coming out. And anyway, so my comic book knowledge is very slim. I collect comics. I don't read them, but I collect them.
Well, see, the original Wonder Woman gets paired up against Captain Marvel since Wonder Woman was like the first legitimized female-led superhero movie, and Captain Marvel was the first one in the MCU. I think we're heading towards a similar showdown with this movie, and then the soon-to-be-released Black Widow. And I'd be fucking...
I'm glad I didn't have to go to a theater to go see this. That's all I can say.
Yeah. I guess that's the best way to sum up the movie. It's like, I'm glad I really didn't pay for this. I technically paid for it, but not really. All right.
I don't know. I got some other shit to watch. I did watch Soul. If you saw on my Facebook, I gave that a 7 out of 10 myself. I thought it was okay, but Pixar failed this time. They didn't make me cry.
I have yet to see Soul, but if it's better than The Good Dinosaur, then, I mean...
Oh, hold up. I'm going to cut you right. Good Dinosaur.
No. Okay, I'm sorry. I have actually not seen The Good Dinosaur yet. I want to, but everything I've heard is that it's the worst. I would say the Cars franchise is the worst.
Cars is the worst. Even though I have not seen 2 or 3, they should have just ended it at 1. I didn't need Cars 2 or 3.
What about Planes? I think they still. What about Planes? Do you remember they came out with Planes and that they planned out?
Planes?
Yeah, they came out with the Planes movie.
It must have been straight to DVD or something like that, because I sure don't remember that in theaters.
But if I told you that they came out with the Planes movie, would you be surprised?
What's next? Trains?
I was thinking boats, but. All right, so that's going to do it for us. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. We're going to be back with another review or just us gabbing about the stuff that we love to do. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.